Hi guys, this video is for all of you who are struggling with the GMAT. This video is for all of you who are dreaming of getting into top universities and the only thing that's stopping you is the GMAT. I cannot tell you the number of candidates who come to me every single day and share their struggle with the GMAT Focus Edition. And these are extremely talented individuals like doctors, engineers, CAs, CFAs who have cleared professional certifications, but somehow GMAT is just not working for them or they're just not able to manage it with their existing commitments. Don't worry, GMAT is not going to define your success. Today I'm going to share everything I know about GMAT waivers and spill all secrets that helped my candidates get into top universities with a GMAT waiver. In this video, I'm going to talk about three important things. First, GMAT waivers, second, GMAT optional, and third, GMAT alternatives. So let's get this started. Also, before I start this video, let me tell you this. GMAT waivers are possible for all kinds of courses, be it MBA, MIM, MPhil, MSBA, etc. Just that the conditions and the requirements might differ. Another thing to note is that GMAT waivers are currently more prevalent in the US as compared to top universities in Europe. Okay, so let's talk about the first point, GMAT waivers. Now, to understand GMAT waivers, you need to first understand why do universities provide GMAT waivers. Universities provide GMAT waivers because they do not want to lose out on candidates who have amazing profiles but do not have a GMAT score. They believe that a GMAT score is just one parameter out of several other parameters to judge a candidate, and that's exactly why they're okay to let it go. However, it's very important for them to know whether you will be able to deal with the curriculum of the program, because of which they ask for your academic readiness. Now, if somehow you can prove your academic readiness, meaning your quant and verbal abilities, through work experience, professional degrees, certifications, etc., then the university is okay to give you a GMAT waiver. So now you know why universities provide a GMAT waiver. But the next and the most important question is, how do you apply for a waiver? Obviously, the first step is to check the university's website and course page. The second step is to check whether you meet the conditions and requirements for a GMAT waiver. Let's say if you do meet the requirements and the conditions, then the university will generally ask you to write a GMAT waiver letter along with your application. Through this letter, you need to convince the admissions committee of your academic readiness, and you need to mention everything about your professional experience, certifications, professional degrees, like I mentioned before. All in all, you need to prove that you have strong content verbal abilities and that you will be able to cope up with the curriculum of the program. A lot of my clients have got into top universities with the GMAT waiver. I have attached a sample letter for your reference and the link is in the caption. Now comes the most important question. Will a GMAT waiver affect your application? Now, to understand that, you need to understand two things: GMAT waiver with a negative bias, GMAT waiver without a negative bias. In case of a GMAT waiver with a negative bias, your application will be affected. Meaning, if there are two candidates having the exact same profile, the candidate with a GMAT score will be preferred. However, that's not the case with GMAT waivers without a negative bias. And yes, these kind of GMAT waivers also exist. Check out the website of Cornell, where it clearly states that there is no negative bias. Your application will not be affected. Even if there's a candidate with a very good GMAT score, there is a high chance you will be preferred over them if you have a better profile. Now, the next one is GMAT optional. GMAT optional is the simplest of these all. It is very similar to GMAT waivers with a negative bias. The only difference is that you do not need to prove anything or you do not have to meet any conditions or requirements or write a letter. GMAT optional is open for everyone who is eligible for that program, obviously, and you can simply create a very good application and submit. A lot of top universities actually take this approach. For example, Imperial College London does this, NUS does this, where it is completely GMAT optional and there are no such specific requirements. But again, the question is whether it will affect your application or not. Yes, it definitely will. Well, so let's say if there are two candidates with the exact same profiles, candidate A and candidate B. In that case, someone with the GMAT or GRE score will be preferred over the other. But to be honest, that can never happen because no two stories are exactly the same. A real world scenario where there are two candidates, candidate A who has exceptional work experience, international experience, amazing extracurriculars, and does not have a GMAT score, while candidate B, who has a few internships, has a GMAT score of 750 and has limited extracurricular experience, then in that case, candidate A will be preferred over B because generally these universities, like I said initially in case of GMAT waiver, want candidates with better overall profiles. The third point I want to talk about is GMAT alternatives. Now, this is something nobody talks about, and when I say GMAT alternatives, I do not mean GRE. GRE is equally difficult. Everything that I've mentioned in the video about GMAT, it is also applicable to GRE. But there are other alternatives, like I said, that nobody talks about. Did you know that a lot of universities and business schools actually have their in house test? For example, IE Business School in Spain offers their in house test called IE Global Admission Test. So does Warwick, FSFM, SRD, etc. Now, that's one kind of alternative test. Did you know a few schools in France also accept the CAT score from India? So there are many such options available. Even though they're limited, you should definitely keep an eye out for them. A lot of my clients have told me about how easy and non-competitive these tests were, and I believe it's definitely worth a try. Everything that I've mentioned in the video about GMAT, it is also applicable to GRE. Okay, finally the bonus gift that I was talking about. My team has made a detailed list of all top universities providing a GMAT waiver for their MBA program. The link of that list is in the caption, so please make sure to download and check it out. Alright, so I hope this video was helpful for you, and don't worry if you're not able to crack GMAT. There are a lot of people in the same boat as you, and you do not need to stress yourself out just over a GMAT score. What you can do is actually work hard towards improving your profile. Make sure you write amazing essays and build a very good application. In case you need help in your journey, we can help you out. For the ones who don't know, I am Bijal and I run a study abroad boutique called Edu. We help candidates get into world's best universities and we help them from start to end in their entire journey. So if you're someone who's super ambitious and is seeking help to get into the world's best universities, feel free to reach out to my team on this WhatsApp number or directly schedule a call with me on my website. If this video was helpful for you, make sure to like it. And if you want to get into the world's best universities, don't forget to subscribe.